I just want to let you know that Meg, like, our experience in this villa, I just feel like I love you. You feel like you what? One second, guys. You guys know I need to do my bit for society, and we need to back. Okay, and I hope you guys are using your votes well. But you guys know at the end, I'm gonna let you guys know who I voted for anyway. Not that couple. What's going on over there? What's going on over there? Oh, my phone's even gonna die. Look at life. Let me quickly vote. And we have voted. Beautiful. Hello people, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. We have 4 more episodes. Yes, 4 more episodes to review before the finale live. And wow guys, it's gone by so quickly. I'm gonna miss y'all big time. I am, but yeah. A lot for us to discuss and unpack today, guys. You guys know I chuck people in the bin. No, even I don't even just do that. I tear their singles and then I give them to Nicole to chuck them in the bin, because the way some of these people have been acting in the last week of Love Island, this is when you guys want to be moving mad. Dejon, I love you. That guy needs to actually be studied, guys. I love you. We're gonna get into it. So as I usually always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, up until this point, you've been watching my reviews, you haven't subscribed, it's given scary, okay? So yeah, definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter, at Terrace. And number 3, get cozy, comfy, lovely drink. Today I'm sipping some water because I haven't drank enough today. I would need to keep the skin clear. Okay, so yeah, get cozy and comfy, lovely drink. And let's get into today's review, child. So let us start off with the families episode continued. So first families that came in were Angel's mum and sister and Ty's mum and sister. Now, you guys already know how I feel about Angel and Ty. Guys, I don't have any, like, what am I trying to say? This is what I'm trying to say. I feel nothing towards them. They're not bad people. They're not, I just get nothing from Angel and Ty. So yeah, I get nothing from them, and it's been like that since they've even been a couple. So yeah, that's very interesting. If you're feeling Angel and Ty, let me know, but I just don't. They just give me nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, they give me absolutely nothing. But anyway, Angel's mum came in and of course instantly went in and just said, I'm so glad that you didn't go for Harry. That's another thing. As much as Harry has been moving like an absolute nuisance this entire season, he's so memorable because everyone remembers Harry, especially the mums. All the mums keep remembering Harry. Ty's family came as well. Generally speaking, Angel and Ty's reunion was like a 3-4 minute, like they had a few conversations here and there, but once again, unfortunately, I just don't get anything from them, so I didn't actually take any notes. So next, moving on to Megan's mum and auntie who came, and also Connor's cousins. I was quite surprised that they brought Megan's mum. Megan just arrived in that video, I swear, like 2-3 days ago. Okay, has she not seen family and co? So very interesting. Once again, it does re-emphasize my idea and also what I've been telling you guys in terms of ensuring that Megan and Connor actually make it to the finals. But that's not rocket science. This is a very loveless season, and even if you look at the different couples that are there, it would make sense for Megan and Connor to make it to the finals. Anything else? Connor as well, they were speaking about how much, yeah, we've only been in a couple for a few days, but it's insane. They welcomed the families, they gave a hug, and yeah, that's that. Generally, everything that's said about Megan and Connor till this day still stands. And that red bracelet, once again, isn't fooling me. Now she's wearing it every day. Anyway, I said my comments. Prior to Helena and Angel's families coming, by the way, Angel should have actually packed his bag and gone home with his mum and dad, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Dejon was speaking to the guys about how, oh yeah, like obviously Megan's family, you know, they haven't seen the full thing, but you know, they're talking, like even like my mum, you know, they're telling me that, you know, conversations are taking place, like at the end of the day. Yeah, like my mum reminded me that, you know, that people here in this video are fake and everything, and first things first is the boys were looking at him like, are you done? Okay. But second of all, it goes back to what I said in yesterday's review anyway, when I said that boy mums who enable their sons' behaviors generally need to be studied, because in their eyes, their children can do no wrong. And we saw that yesterday with the parents episodes. And yes, obviously you are going to want to support your child. Everyone's going to want to support their child, but you can still support your child and be real. And unfortunately, Dejon's mum's delusions have also managed to work its way into Dejon, because now those delusions are running hella rampant, okay, in Dejon's mind. And like, oh yeah, obviously, yeah, my mum even told me that I should watch my friends here. My mum told me that the girls are fake, that people have been talking about me, then that's what's causing it. This is why you can't lie to your kids. And once again, that motorcycle is back. That always does this every time I film. Okay? But it's why you shouldn't lie to your kids. And once again, I already said what I needed to say in yesterday's review share, but that's what I'm going to say. Are you trying to convince us or are you trying to convince yourself? 10 marks. Cool. Next, we move on to Helena's parents and Angel's parents. I can't lie. Helena's mum was wearing that dress. I said, okay. Okay, girl. Okay. I see you, boo. But obviously, she was, in fact, even before I get into what I'm going to say, Helena's mum, seeing her mum made me question her tweets. Do you guys remember Helena's tweets that went viral, like a couple, not viral, but, you know, they resurfaced recently, where she was like, oh, my mum's like, why, my mum's such an idiot or something, like, she made a mistake, why would she do this to me, my mum's is like, I think she called her mum a slag, all this weird stuff. And also let me know that some more people have such interest in that. If you have this dynamic as well, you're not able, let me know, but you man be swearing in front of your parents. You man be swearing in front of your parents. I could never. Swearing in front of my Nigerian mother. There's absolutely no way. Okay? Absolutely no way. But of course, her parents were telling her that she's a winner and that she's stronger. And then Helena jumped in and said, oh yeah, like, you know, he's not the prize. And the second she said he's not the prize, I instantly thought about Jess. Guys, Jess was, you remember Jess from that season? I'm the prize, I'm the prize. The prize that was never won. Okay, I'm never gonna get over that. Every time I hear prize, I think of that babe because she wanted to drown us in being the prize, okay? Now, at the same time, Blue's parents came as well. Sorry, I really don't have anything to say about Blue. Like, he actually, ever since he stepped back in this villa, he's just been doing the absolute most, and he actually should have packed his bags, okay, to go home with his parents. Now, whilst those conversations were taking place, Harry was also talking to Dejon about how he really feels like he needs to go and apologise to Helena's parents. You guys don't know how I feel about Harry. I prefer Shakira's Harry to Helena's Harry. I know it's the same Harry, but if you get it, you get what I'm trying to say. So of course, Harry now ended up going to speak to Helena's parents, and he went over and apologized. I feel like you could even tell that even in that split second, Helena had a glimpse of hope in her heart. Okay, that you know, maybe this could be a thing. Like, and that's the thing, like, because we've seen Helena act so interestingly since the season has started, I just know that's what she was thinking, like, oh my gosh, he's coming over, like, he cares. Like, do you know what I mean? Anyway, they sat down, Helena's dad talking about, oh, you look good for a 30-year-old, and she was like, Dad, like, why are you complimenting the guy that literally broke my heart? All of that. And then Harry obviously just said hi, gave the hug, and then walked away. But yeah, that's not really much to discuss, honestly. Helena and Blue aren't a thing. Do you know what I mean? This is just, now you guys are just filling out time. They ain't a thing, so there's nothing that we need to discuss from there. What's next? What was next? Nighttime. So Shakira and Tony were sitting down in the changing room, and they were talking about how, Shakira was talking about how my family hate Harry, and Tony was like, that's okay, Cash's family hate me. And, you know, it's good to have self-awareness, okay? But it's given, like, you know, when you feel like you're going through something, but then you find someone who's also going through the same thing. Yeah, let's go through this together, okay? So that was actually quite funny. Of course, at night time, Helena was saying, whilst they were getting ready, seeing Shakira and Harry's family together, you know, I didn't feel any type of way. I don't know why she would make that comment anyway, because you shouldn't feel a type of way, but you guys don't know how I feel about Helena's interesting obsession slash, I don't even know what, and I just can't get that her wearing Shakira's bikinis out of my head for some reason. Like, guys, I think I remind you of this every single episode review, because I still can't get that out of my head. But again, why are you talking about Shakira? Helena and Harry at nighttime agreed to be friends, and it ended up hugging it out. Even Tony was talking to Cash as well, and she was crying like, oh my gosh, your family don't like me. And you know what? I hear it, because if my man's family won't like me, I'm crying too. Guys, it's so important for your partner's family to like you. It's actually, I know people are like, oh, they don't care. I care. It is so important, because if the family don't like you, it's going to be hard. Okay? Even if you love their son off, it's going to be so hard for you to be able to even just integrate into the family, even just go to the barbecues, even just go to the event. It's going to be awkward, guys. It's going to be awkward. So people are like, oh, why is Tony crying? I hear it. Okay? I will cry too. But Cash, honestly, is such a great guy. He was definitely trying to reassure her, like, listen, obviously, I'm their older brother. They're going to look out for me. They've seen X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry, like, we're cool. We'll work on it. Just reassuring her. And wow. What a man. What a man indeed. I really like Cash. You guys already know this. Meg and Dejon were obviously talking about the flirting comments that were made by Meg's family, and talked about, you know, I'm going to prove all of them wrong on the outside. And then Dejon was like, you know what, I already found what I wanted. You know, at the end of the day, I won. And yeah, like, we're going to be great. And you know what, I could go home right now. You should do it then. I dare you to go home. Oh, because you're not really going to do it. So stop saying things that you know you're not going to do. Please. We're going to get into them later on anyway, because next Harry and Shakira ended up talking about their parents' interactions as well. Once again, everything that I said yesterday's review and also on Sunday's live still stands. Shakira definitely is gone. Her head is in the clouds, honey. But I do feel like, unfortunately for Harry, he just didn't go about things the right way, and that has unfortunately led to the public's negative opinions and perception of him. I feel like when he's with Shakira, I can actually see why she possibly does like him, and he actually does seem like a really cool and nice guy. But unfortunately as well for him, he also was attached to the awesome foursome, who clearly are not the public faves. According to my timeline anyway. But apparently even the Facebook parents are just like, yeah, Meghan and Dejon are trying to do the absolute most to win now. So I think, yeah, unfortunately for Harry, just at the end, if he hadn't acted like this earlier on and him and Shakira got back together, I think people would be more willing to accept him. People are managing Harry because they like Shakira. That's just the reality. But like I said, I do actually like Harry and Shakira more than I like Harry and Helena. So I don't mind that they are together. Okay, rip my singlet, chuck me in the bin. I don't know. I don't care. It's my channel. I can say what I want. But also at the same time, guys, like I said, I'm not condoning his behaviour. You guys know this. I ain't condoning no behaviour from Harry. However, I do prefer him with Shakira over Helena. Next up, Dejon ended up taking Meg to the terrace, and the slow music started. I just said, okay, what's next? Like, what more could you possibly, at this stage, let's be honest, what more could you possibly do? Like, what's really on the next level? You guys went from being exclusive to girlfriend and boy. Like, what's next? You know what I mean? Like, no one can break it. What was next? They go up on the terrace and Dejon's just like, I just want to tell you that I've been feeling like this for quite some time, and obviously like, oh my gosh, obviously like, yeah, like I just been feeling like this, and yeah, like I just want to let you know, like Meg, like our experience in this villa, I just feel like I love you. You feel like you what? Sorry. Do you want to know why I'm laughing? I was about to do that meme, sorry for the laugh, but no, for real, sorry for the laugh. Because, do you know what's so funny? I love it when my predictions make sense. From the beginning, guys, from the beginning. I don't know why I'm saying so many memes today, but whatever. I've clocked Dejon, and I've said, if you go back to my first review, guys, my views on Dejon have been so consistent, and every single episode he makes my views make sense. He honestly does. Every single time Dejon feels targeted, any single time he feels like people are confronting him, any single time he feels threatened by anyone in the villa, outside the villa, I don't know, maybe he's reading our tweets and watching our reviews as well, who knows. Even any time he feels threatened that people are speaking negatively about himself or Meg, he does the most. From going to exclusive to going to girlfriend or boyfriend to... You literally just heard her tell you that my family feel like you are a game player, and you think the next stage is to tell her that you love her. It's getting scary, guys. It's getting scary. Very scary. And no one can tell me that this isn't manipulation, because she's telling you thoughts that are going through her head based on her family's conversations. And you think, oh, what can I do to try and get her to stop thinking like that? Ah, I love you. That's scary, guys. That's very scary. I'm sorry. At night time, of course, just before they went to bed, everyone was talking about how happy they are. And then he was like, oh yeah, guys, and I told Meg that I love her. Instantly, Yaz and Tony done this. The side eye was absolutely hilarious, because no, for real, heavy on the side eye. Dejon, I don't know what debt collectors are knocking on your door. I don't know who you owe 25k. I do not know. But you are not seeing that money. Because the game, like literally, guys, I can't say any more than what I've said for the past. How many? I think this is like review 50. I don't even know. Wow, 50. Anyway, whatever. But you get what I mean. That's it. I genuinely can't tell you any more than all that I've already said in the past. How many reviews that we've done. And that's that, okay? I didn't want to get into what was going on under the covers, respectfully, okay? A lot of movement was going on. Now, of course, the following morning, Harry was talking about Shakira. No, sorry, Harry was talking to Shakira. Wait, why am I jumping? Where am I? Okay, following day, I'll get briefly into these conversations. Meg was talking to the girls about not caring about people's negative comments because her and they're them against the world. You will finish everyone with my girlfriend, my boyfriend. That's your choice. Good luck, babe. Harry was talking to Dejon and Angel about Shakira, and everyone plot that they were kissing for ages in the bed. Blah, 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 blah. Harry genuinely seems a lot more happier since he's been with Shakira. Literally, the past week has been his best week since the season has started. He definitely seems a lot happier, but he needs to stop speaking to his op, aka Dejon, and you need to know Angel's not bad. Not Angel, sorry, Ty's not bad. So was he talking to Ty or was Blue there? I think it was Blue. You need to not be speaking to those two guys because they are very interesting. Helena was saying that she's happy to be Harry's friend. You know, I've got loads of boy mates at home. I don't know if she's trying to convince herself or trying to convince us, but I'm not going to get into it. And Cash was saying that Tony's ticking all the boxes, that he really appreciates that she really cares about what his family think of her. So that's that. Now next, Harry was talking to Shakira about Harry, his other Harry friend that came yesterday, about comments with the friendship that he has in the villa, and he started talking about how he's questioning things about the guys not really being there for him. I already said what I needed to say. I think I said it in yesterday's review or even Sunday's. Dejon could have really proved his loyalty to Harry when the situation with Helena completely unfolded. Even that time when Harry went to bed alone and when he was walking around the villa alone, blah, blah, blah. At that time, Dejon should have showed up for his friend if that is really your bestie. But instead, he was bad-mouthing Harry to Helena and Meghan and Meg and was acting like he was oblivious to the entire situation, despite being one of the major people who actually had a say in the situation because you were encouraging Harry to do what he was doing. Now, like I said, Harry's not off the hook because once again, you are a 30-year-old man. You can make decisions for yourself. Dejon is 4 years your junior. I don't understand why you were even trying to follow in such footsteps. I'm not because of the age or whatever, but him and Meg's situation doesn't even seem serious. So why are you taking advice from him? Okay? But also at the same time, I don't feel like Dejon is a true friend to Harry. It just gives wishy-washy. Anyway, we know they ended up getting a text that today there was going to be the the couple goals challenge. The couple goals challenge. So what's going on? The couple goals challenge. And instantly Meg said to Dejon, "Oh babe, I'm whack at this. How many centimeters have you got?" And Dejon was like, "Oh no, babe, it's not that type of game. You are girlfriend and boyfriend." And someone commented on my tweet like, "I hope you know that was sarcasm." No, it wasn't. She generally doesn't know how many siblings he has. Okay? She doesn't know how many. I won't be surprised, okay? If she knows, but I won't be surprised if she truly doesn't know how many siblings Dejon has. Now, we're not going to get into the first two questions in terms of the answers because I felt like it wasn't that amazing. It only started to get spicy towards the end. But the first question was, which couple are likely to last on outside of the villa? And also the second question was, which couple would you not want to go on a city break with? I would only speak about that because Blue and Helena ended up voting for Harry and Shakira, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he may want to do White Up again." My thing with Blue is I feel like Blue is trying too hard to really have his Love Island moment, and he thinks his comments are hitting, but they're not. They're not hitting, babe. Okay? But I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into the third question either. In terms of which couple do you trust the most, I'm not going to get into that either. Everyone voted for usually Yaz, predominantly Yaz and Jamie and Tony and Cash. Meg and Dejon voted for Helena and Angel, and Angel and Ty voted for Meg and Dejon. I feel like Angel and Ty's responses for majority of this game was definitely given like they didn't want to step on any toes because... Anyway, that's that. Cool. All right. So the questions, two questions actually made it a bit spicy, which we're going to get into. The first was, sorry, which one was this? Wow, I wrote down their answers, but I didn't actually write. Oh, and here is the question, sorry. Which couple cares most about how they are perceived? Meg instantly said to Dejon, like, "Oh, well, obviously it can't be us because we just say it as it is." You guys don't actually really say it as it is if we're really going to speak about it. I feel like you guys have convinced yourselves that you do. But anyway, Dejon instantly started fidgeting, and I'm wondering, I wonder why. And Cindy Pants, why are you fidgeting, bro? It's okay. Tony and Meg also were speaking. And no, not Tony and Meg, sorry. Tony was speaking, and she was basically speaking to Cash and was just like, you know, at the end of the day, they're doing all these relationship goals things and all these couple things, but they're not there, blah, blah, blah. But Helena was listening. Yeah, so I do have a feeling that in tomorrow's episode, that is going to come to light. Helena was definitely downloading that entire conversation whilst Tony was speaking to Cash. But Shakira and Harry ended up voting for Meg and Dejon, and Dejon instantly said that he doesn't really care how people feel or perceive him unless it really comes from, you know, his close family and stuff, but he heard what his family had to say, so he gets it. Cash and Tony also voted for Meg and Dejon. Meg was just like, you know, I think Megan was just like, No, sorry, I'm getting confused because there's so many people in that villa, which is why I don't understand why apparently there was a tabloid that said that more people are coming in. Like, I think they said 2 dumped islanders are making their way back. We need to be letting people go, okay? But anyway, Meg had seen that Megan and Connor had changed their answer, so she was just like to Dejon, like, oh, they're changing their answer, they're rubbing their answer. But anyway, cool. Jamie and Yaz ended up voting for Megan and Connor, and she said because she was ready on the outside, you know, her perception and how she probably wants to be perceived has changed since coming in. Connor said respectfully, she has been the same ever since. Everyone can testify that she's been the same since coming back. Of course you're going to say that. I feel like Megan has definitely changed. I think it's given PR training, okay? It's given that she definitely knows what the public perceive of her and how they perceive her, and for that reason she wants to ensure that she remains in the good books. And that's been seen through different conversations that have taken place throughout the villa, even when she was like to Meg, like, you know, enough of that. Do you know what I mean? So that's that. Of course, Megan and but in Jamie's defense, by the way, Jamie doesn't really know Megan like that, so that was his answer. Megan and Connor ended up voting for Meg and Dejon. Angel's not with Blue. Angel and Ty voted for Yaz and Jamie. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Angel and Ty voted for Yaz and Jamie. Meg and Dejon also voted for Yaz and Jamie because of the kissing challenge. But I'm happy how Jamie defended himself, because I don't really understand what Meg and Dejon was saying, to be honest with you. Now the next question, which the episode actually ended on, was which couple is the most fake? I said, okay, Bridget, these are the questions that we need to ask. Okay, now Shakira and Harry voted for Blue and Helena just because it's a friendship couple. Blue was like, oh, I feel like that's a cop-out. Yeah, but that's a cop-out, bro. That's a cop-out, bro. I don't understand why Blue's mic is still on. I'm sorry. Ever since he spoke to Tony so crazily, I have not rated that guy. Even when he was in the villa prior to his departure, I didn't rate him. And then you came back and you done the most even more. You there. Cash and Tony voted for Meg and Dejon. Okay. Dejon was like, oh, that's crazy. I thought we were cool. Like, I've been there for you. And Meg was like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, at the end of the day, like, I've been there. I've been a good friend to you in these situations, blah, blah, blah. And Tony was literally just said, well, I'm talking about the Harrison and Lauren situation. You know, no one told me that they had slept together. And at the end of the day, I just found that to be quite interesting. And then I think Meg was just like, oh, but it wasn't my place to say. And then Shakira jumped in like, well, at the end of the day, the second, like, I knew, or if Yaz knew, for example, they would instantly tell Tony. You guys didn't tell them. So Megan was just like, was just like, oh yeah, like, I just really wanted to know, like, your answer. And Tony was like, yeah, I just gave it to you. So that was the answer. Thank you very much. Okay. Blue and Angel ended up voting for Tony and Cash because of the Harrison situation. Blue hates Tony, guys. I don't know. You came back into the villa and you decided that Tony was going to be the villain in your story. So that's literally that, because you weren't even around for the Harrison situation. Just as Tony said, speak on situations. Remember to graph these. Speak on situations that you were around for, okay? Yaz and Jamie ended up voting for Meg and Dejon, and she said sometimes things seem really rushed between you guys, and obviously you guys, aka Dejon, you know, you haven't really been truthful with the girls that you flirted with, aka Andrada and Villikis. Dejon instinct was just like, I'm sorry, Yaz, but I am gonna have to disagree. At the end of the day, I didn't downplay anything. Meg knew that he actually did, but fortunately for him, he's dating someone who is up with the fairies in the clouds, all upstairs. Do you know what I mean? So it's because Dejon knows what he can get away with because of the type of girl that he's with, and anyone outside looking in can see that. Unfortunately for Meg inside the villa, she can't see that for herself, but eventually she'll wake up. I know she'll wake up eventually. Connor and Megan ended up voting for Helena and Blue, and they pretty much said, you know, it's convenient that you instantly started liking Helena after the situation with Harry ended. And even I think Megan was just like, yeah, like, when you came to the villa, Helena wasn't even like a top choice, and Blue was just like, yeah, like, I really like her. I'm still trying to get to know her. Once again, that situation is a friendship couple. I don't know why he keeps saying that, because Helena hasn't even giving you any advances to prove that she's into you as much as you say that you guys are. But that's just that. Next, moving on to Angel and Ty. They also ended up voting for Blue and Helena for the same reasons. Meg and Dejon ended up voting for Shakira and Harry. Megan said that, you know, I've always said that I'm really happy for who, not that Meg, sorry. Dejon said that he's always been happy for who Harry is going to be in a couple with, and blah, blah, blah. And then Harry said, well, at the end of the day, like, I do value your opinion and stuff, but yeah, you know, you know, even like Harry, my friend who came yesterday, told me that, yeah, you know, you did have a say, you know, you were whispering some things into my ear. And even Shakira was just like, yeah, like, honestly, some comments that have been made, even by my family, like, you know, you're whispering in his ear. And then Dejon was just like, that is just so not true. Then Harry said, listen, at the end of the day, I know you guys were pushing me to be with Helena sometimes, but it's whatever, bro. Like, you are a good friend to me, something along those lines. And then Meg now jumped in and said, oh, Shakira's made comments to me, that's not nice. At the end of the day, I just find it really weird. Like, I've been a good friend to you, and I just felt like you haven't really been. And then I was just thinking, like, that wasn't even the question. And what I really loved, do you know what I love about Shakira? Shakira is 22 years old, and I've said this since these reviews have started. She's 22, but she is so emotionally mature. Genuinely, she's the youngest girl in that villa, but her brain is literally working and ticking upstairs. Because guess what? You're actually not going to get a response out of me. Because I think even someone's just like, oh, you're going to say something. She was just like, no, you know, it's just, yeah, you know. Because I don't understand why Meg jumped. She was just like, yeah, and you, Shakira, I just want to say that I don't feel like you've been a good friend to me. I've been there for you. What was the question again? Which couple was the most fake? So I think they were just throwing digs because they didn't want to pick anyone else in the villa, and also because they have loyalties to Helena, and clearly Helena's op right now is Harry and clearly Shakira, because the way Meg was going at the end, it's like she really wanted to get a rat out of Shakira, and Shakira was just like, well, I'm not going to say anything, and then Meg was just looking at her because, yeah, like, I'm not about to argue with you here. Okay, I mean, I think even Helena jumped in as well. There was a brief conversation about how Tony around the fire pit, you pulled me to the fire pit, but you like to talk about us breaking the divide, but at the end of the day you guys aren't good. And that's why I told you guys that conversation about that, oh, no more divide, that was 100%, 110% led and driven by the producers. Those girls are not friends, okay? And nothing is going to change that. Those girlies are not friends. It is Tony, Yaz, and Shakira, and it's the others. And that's literally just what it is, okay? Of course, we know that at the end, we're given the chance to vote for our favourite couple. And I'm going to ask you guys who you voted for. Let me know down in the comments. I really want to know who you voted for. But I ended up voting for Yaz and Jamie. Yes, I did. My cousins were speaking in the family group chat. I think majority of them are voting for Yaz and Jamie, Shakira and Harry, and also Tony and Cash. Mainly Shakira and Harry because they feel like Yaz and Jamie and Tony and Cash, you know, they're gonna... My camera literally just died. So I think that's a sign that we need to end this review. But yeah, I voted for Yaz and Jamie. So please let me know who you guys voted for down below. No tomorrow night preview. So it'll be very interesting to see what tomorrow's episode, you know, what does it hold? Okay. But as always, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for your love, for your support, and for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Definitely join the family. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestiniX. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please take care. Have a fantabulous evening. And I shall see you tomorrow.